What is up, my Lorcana goons? Welcome back to the Market Watch. We do these every Monday and Friday. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Today, we're going to talk about some Lorcana news, some prices, and a bunch of other stuff. So if you like this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are a Lorcana goon because it does support the channel. And there are a staggering 64% of you who watch these videos that are not subscribed. So if you want to be part of the ever-growing 30% plus goon squad community, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and join our Discord if you want some news even faster, because we just got word that we have our first confirmed errata in the future from Into the Inklands. Can you believe that, my goons? We are about 4 days away from set 3 of Lorcana, and I am super excited. But we have here a confirmation from Rochelle and a conversation that happened between them and Musha Report. Shout out Musha Report, basically saying that the Ursula Deceiver of All is a Dreamborn, but it was printed as a Storyborn in the set 3 release. So because of that, they're gonna have to do an errata in the future. So if you pull an Ursula Deceiver of All, it's gonna be printed as Storyborn, but it's supposed to be a Dreamborn character. So this is the Ursula we're talking about right here. As you can see, it is labeled a Dreamborn character, but in the first printing, it's gonna be a Storyborn, right? So they're gonna have to errata, they're gonna have to make it again, and this is a legendary, so it's gonna be kind of hard to pull in general, let alone a foil version of this card. And then when it gets an errata, wow, that's gonna be pretty interesting. So I think this might be one of the chase cards, my goons. I'm just letting you guys know right now, especially when we look at the prices of some of the other erratas that we've had in Lorcana so far. So normally I'm against pre-order sales, and right now the non-foil version of this card is listed for a whopping $47.92 by Never Grow Up. And they have 32 of them ready for you to buy if you want it. But like I said, it's going to have an errata. And let's look at the other erratas that we've had this format. So we had an errata for Work Together, and now the foil versions are selling for, or they're listed at here, for $25 plus shipping. And then we have another one that's $40 plus shipping, $20 plus shipping. And we could even look at the foil Befuddles. Same thing with Befuddle. We have some listings that are on that $40 to $20 range, which is very interesting for the foil Befuddle because it's the first print that doesn't have the errata text. And listings are one thing, so let's look at the sales movement. Actually, we have a sale from the 15th here for the Work Together errata that sold for $45 in Canadian US currency. And then we also have a $40 sale right here for the errata Work Together. Basically, this version has the name Pasha spelled wrong, so that's how you can tell it's a first print run. Even the non-foils sell for like close to $5, which is pretty interesting, right? As you can see here, we have some confirmed sales for the Befuddle errata in the foil section. $20 is what they basically sell at right here. There's even some PSA 10s that have been selling for $140 on this foil Befuddle errata. And if you guys want to see some recent sales data, check out 130 Point. They're an awesome place to check out like confirmed sales through eBay, etc. So as you can see here, erratas are definitely carrying some weight in the market, and I get the feeling that this one is going to also do the same thing once we get it in and once we get the reprint, etc. So if I were you and you pull a foil version of this card, I would just keep it, and I'm actually going to go foil hunting for this card specifically. If you want to buy the foil today, Never Grow Up has a foil listed for $60 basically. They have 3 of them, and then Top Choice Gaming, shout out you guys, they're one of my locals, they have 4 of them ready for you for 60 bucks. I think that might not actually be a bad price, you know, for a foil version of a card you know it's going to get eroded. But anyways, if you want any of these cards or any cards for the third set, we have the Into the Inklands booster boxes still pre-selling for below MSRP. We have the lowest verified by Legit Games. They have 38 of them for $126. Then Trademark has 7 of them for $126 as well. Galactic TCG, they have the same price, and they have 86 of them for that same price. It's looking like there's going to be more than enough product to go around this time around. I really don't think we're going to be struggling to get cards like we were with the first chapter in Rise of the Floodborn. So I'm pretty excited, and I feel like a lot of these prices for the singles, for the booster boxes, for a lot of the sealed product are going to have to come down because of this, right? So look at these pre-sale prices. All these come out on Friday, and they're going to drop really hard on Friday. So if I were you, I would stop pre-ordering these. There's a lot of pre-order confirmed sales as well, which is kind of sad to see in my opinion, because the gift sets, the troves, and the starter decks, they're all going to come down a lot closer to MSRP. Trust me, there's a lot printed around this time. I guess the starter deck might be the closer one to MSRP. $19.99 is the lowest verified listing, but you know, I feel like you'll be able to find the starter decks at like $15, no problem. So same thing with some hyped cards like Jafar Striking Illusionist, amazing card. But should you be paying $60 for these cards right now? No, just wait till Friday, wait for the prices to chill out, because I know there's a lot of hype right now on these pre-orders. I don't think we've had any legendaries that are this expensive except for Rapunzel from the first chapter. And the card pool was so limiting then that you kind of had to play Rapunzel in every Amber deck, and almost every deck in the format was playing Rapunzel. But there's so many other decks you can play right now. I don't think Jafar is going to stay at this price, so maybe don't pre-order it right now. And on top of that, you still got to wait like 2 weeks before it cuts to your house. You know what I mean? Because you're ordering it online. It's going to take a while before it gets there. But let me know in the comments below what you think about these errata, this confirmed errata that's coming, what you think about Into the Inklands set. We just dropped a video about our set review for Into the Inklands, part 1 of that set review. I'm going to drop part 2 today or tomorrow, so be sure to check that video out. It was our most recent video where we go over every single card from the set and we rank it in a tier list. So if you want to hear our opinions on what we think of the set, go check out that video if you guys don't mind. Thank you, Lorcana Goons. I do appreciate it. But let's get into some single news that has been impacting the market. We have Beast Tragic Hero going up in price. Now, I'll eat my words. I thought this card was going to go down in price considering there's going to be a lot more cards to play in the format, but oh no, a bunch of sales happening this weekend for more than $45, and it's actually been shooting up to $50. We have confirmed sales today for $49.99, $50, $51.99, and these foils are starting to sell for even more as well, which is pretty cool to see. Lowest verified today is going to be on the first page for $50 by Thor's Toy Box. So Mox Valley Games has you after that for $51.66. And the cold foils are only about $15 more. We have SCW for $65 with $1 shipping on the foil Beast Tragic Hero. So this card's been going up, which is pretty cool to see. Steel is very popular still in the new meta. I've been seeing a lot of people playtest the Steel Amethyst deck because you can play with Jafar, or they're playtesting Steel Emerald. But $65 for a foil Beast isn't bad. I want to say if this card still sees a lot of meta play, it could even go even higher than $65 for the foil version. But speaking of Beast, we have Beast Relentless right here that's been seeing a lot of sales movement. Like I just mentioned, there's a combo deck that plays this card, it plays the new Bayou location, and it plays the Chief Nottingham. So basically, every time you quest with this Beast, it'll trigger the Bayou, and then you can draw a card, discard a card, and it triggers your Chief, which will let you deal damage to all the characters, to one character on the board, and then this Beast will be able to ready itself and then quest again. And you repeat the process over and over again because none of those cards are once per turn, which is kind of crazy. So being able to repeat that process means you can gain a lot of lore. Sometimes you can even go from 5 to 20 in one turn. So because of that, we've been seeing a lot of sales movement on the Beast over here. We have a bunch of sales. Remember, this card was about $10 last time we looked at it, and I mentioned that Beast was getting a lot of love and I didn't know why. And somebody dropped it in the comments that there was a combo. So I do appreciate you letting me know about that combo in the comments, person. Thank you. But today alone, we have some sales that we're selling in the $17 range, 24, 25, 22. So a lot of these are a little bit more than $20 as of today. Just constant sales, and they're just bouncing around from $15 to $25. So a lot of volatility right now. There's only 20 listings left as well. So lowest verified today is going to be a near mint by Yujo TCG for $19.99. After that, they start getting really close to $25 after that. So let's look at the cold foils though. Ooh, there's only 3 listings for the cold foil, and the lowest verified, my goons, is $50. But you can get a discount if you want to go by an unverified seller and get it for $35, or you know what I mean? But lowest verified, $50 for the Beast Relentless, and there's only 3 left. This card is kind of hyped right now. There's not a lot of listings left in general, and it's looking like there's going to be a, like I said, a lot of playability with this card in the next set. So let me know if you were able to pick this card up between Friday and Monday when I mentioned that it started to see a lot more sales movement. Because now this non-foil is about a $20 non-foil, and the foils are getting close to $50. $35 is the lowest right now for the non-verified, but pretty soon it'll probably hit like $40 in my opinion, especially if it sees more playability, you know what I mean? But I have seen that deck in action. I think that deck is not bad, and I think it's a definite viable contender for the format. So if you are somebody who truly believes this card is going to be worth it, then I would still try and pick it up now, especially the foil version, you know what I mean? Take a look at Mufasa though. I've been seeing people play Mufasa decks in the new format, and they're pretty good in my opinion, so it makes sense why this card is still a $20 legendary, close to anyway. We have Fumaki cards for $17.81 on the lowest verified, but we do have a foil sale here that sold for $40 today, $39.99, and as of today, lowest verified is going to be by Dragon's Den TCG for $31.36 with $1 shipping. After that, it goes to $33 for the next near mint by Zig's Card House. So getting close to that $35 range for the foil Mufasa, which is cool to see. I think Mufasa decks are really good this format too, because it plays around cards like Ursula, plays around cards like Bare Necessities. Everybody's really terrified of that Jafar deck, so they're going to try and get songs and actions out of your hand. And you play Mufasa decks, you just play a bunch of characters, you play no songs, so those cards are dead. Next, we have Bell Strange But Special. I love seeing this card still at $30. Lowest verified is by all kinds of games for $29.99. There's only 71 listings left. I remember these were getting close to 100 listings, but people have been buying them up. You know what I mean? And we have a bunch of sales for today in that $25 range, 27, 28. We have some foils that we're selling over the week as well for that 45, close to $50 range, 42, 42. We have another sale for 46.86. As of today, though, if you want a Bell Strange But Special cold foil, you're gonna have to pay the lowest verified price by Stars Suns Co. for $42.59, which is not bad, close to $45 for a foil Bell Strange But Special. Rapunzel is still selling for $35 this week. Plenty of sales happening today in that $35 range. The one sold for $37.88. Lowest verified today is going to be $35.45 by The Cards Heaven, which is cool to see. 134 listings, so there's enough to go around. And the foils are still up in that $70+ range. O Cards Incorporated has you for $73. Enchanted Finds has one for $73 as well. This is why I'm very confident that like buying cards like Beast or even that Ursula at like a $50-$60 range on the foil, it would be like a decent buy, because I don't feel like a lot of these foils are ever going to go down in price. They have such collectability, they're good in the format, etc., etc. Speaking of legendary foils, the Stitch Carefree Surfer foil has been going up in price. So the non-foils you can still find for about $15. That hasn't changed at all. But these foils are selling for a significant amount more. Remember last time we were looking at them, they're around $30, then $35. As of today, one sold for $45. A light plate cold foil sold for $40. Over this weekend, plenty of cold foils selling for $38, $35, $38. But there's not that many left in that $30 range. After these, they've been selling for closer to $40, $45. Lowest verified today is going to be by EJ Gaming for $45. After that, we have RR Precon for $47.28, getting close to $50. And then the Forbidden Mountain. Shout out you guys. Hey, I love your channel. You guys have it for $54.95. So this card is shooting up in price, my goons. Now, this is a card that like I wish I would have picked up when it was like in that $20, $25, even $30 range, but $45 is a little bit out of my budget. So if you picked it up 2 weeks ago when it was a lot less, congrats to you. You're in your bag. You're making money. Maleficent Monstrous Dragon has been coming down in price a little bit. They were selling for around $30 on Friday last time we checked it, but today they're starting to sell more for $35 again. We have some sales for that $34.99 range, and then $33 is what kind of they were selling for over the weekend. As of today, we have some lowest verified near mints for $32.34 by Laughing Dragon. But if you want to pay non-verified sellers, you can go get them for closer to $30, which is still kind of cool. All American CCG has the foils listed here for $65.50, so close to $70. Health Points TCG $67.75. So you know, a lot of the good legendary foils are still sticking around that $60 to $70 range, regardless of whether or not they're seeing meta play right now. You know, they're still keeping their value, which is always nice to see, because, you know, as a collector, I want to hold on to my foils, especially if they're kind of nostalgic. You know what I mean? Bell Hidden Archer seeing some sales movement, but still around that $10 mark. You know, I would have thought that with the morph going around, this card would have been super hyped, and a lot of them are selling for that $10 range, and the foils are still selling for around $22. But if you want a lowest verified for the non-foil, $10.75 by Red Rhino, so closer to $11. And then Family Game Night has it for $21 for the foil lowest verified. So shout out you, Family Game Night, for that awesome low foil price. Now, this is hype right here. Check this out. We have the lowest verified Mickey BLT foil listed today for a whopping $98 by Ziggs Card House. Yes, I knew I should. I'm so glad I did not sell my Mickey BLT, because remember I was saying last Market Watch, oh, I kind of want to sell it for $80. I don't know if I should sell it. I want to see if it gets to $100. We're ignoring the banana stand because they have such a low market price. I think they're just trying to mess with the market or something, but you can never add them to your cart. So we're gonna ignore the banana stand. Lowest verified is Ziggs Card House, $98.50 for the Mickey BLT. After that, all the listings are $100 plus, obviously. If you want a light plate cold foil, Picante TCG has you for $90. This is kind of cool. What do you guys think about the Mickey BLT being a $100 legendary? Nobody plays it. It's literally just a collectible. I'm so glad that this is a collect. I'm so glad that Lorcana is really showing us that there is collectability in this game, in this market. It's so reassuring to see. I wish I would have gotten a playset of the foil Mickeys, but I only have one. So, you know, I have regrets, but you just never know sometimes. You just never know. Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut, like the way I did with Elsa, Spirit of Winter. The non-foils are still selling for 15 bucks, which are reasonable prices, by the way, because if you want to play these legendaries in your deck, they're cheap. They're pretty cheap. Like $15 is not that expensive for like a legendary card. You know what I mean? But the foils, you know, if you want to make them shiny, they're a little bit more expensive. We have a confirmed sale for $52.99 on the foil Elsa, Spirit of Winter. Ken Tech Cards has you for the non-foil for $16 on the lowest verified. There's only 15 listings left for these foils, and plus EV Penguin is going to have it for $57.97 for the lowest near mint foil Elsa. Then Hot Sauce Games has it for $59.95. So $60. Your Elsa Spirit of Winter foils are now $60, my goons. That's kind of cool. I can only imagine how in the future this is going to impact the Enchanted Elsa price as well, because if it's hard to find foil near mint Elsas that aren't even enchanted rare, it's probably going to be, you know, just as scarce to find the enchanted rare versions of it as well. Here's another card that's trending up in price, Whole New World, no longer less than $10, not even $15. A lot of these were selling over the weekend for basically $20 for the non-foils, man. So a lot of these non-foils, 16, 17, 18.50. Over the weekend, some foils, $29.99, $25.99 for the foil Whole New World. If you guys don't know what the hype behind this card is, playing this with that new Jafar card means that you'll gain 7 lore when you resolve this card. So you do it twice, that's 14 lore. You do it 3 times, the game's over. That's kind of wild. Now that's what I'm talking about. And if you want a Whole New World today, lowest verified is going to be by booster packs for $18.99. Whole New World is basically a $20 non-foil now. All the foils are pretty much gone. Holy moly, there's only 7 listings left and the lowest verified is $45.98 plus $5 shipping. Okay, whoa. What's happening here? Why is a Whole New World foil a $50 card? That's kind of cool. What the heck? Okay, look at these card prices, my goons. This might be a little hyped. Don't get me wrong. I like that Jafar deck. The Jafar deck is really good, but I don't know if that's going to be like the deck that everybody plays. You know what I mean? So, but Whole New World is just good in a lot of decks. Steel Emerald, Sapphire Steel, Amethyst Steel now. You can actually combine a bunch of different ink colors now, so it makes a lot of these cards way more playable. Having way more cards in the card pool, set 3 is just changing the game. I love to see it. Yeah, this is probably some hype because set 3 is not out yet. We don't know what's going to be meta or not, but man, this is really cool to see. If you are a, if you are a vendor and you want to make some money this weekend, I think it's a seller's market this week. This is kind of surprising. Maui's have kind of come down in price a little bit. A lot of sales happening for close to that $5 range, and I feel like this rare is going to be used heavily next format. So a lot of them were selling for around $6 to $7, and today we have a couple sales for that $5 range. Lowest verified is going to be by Incredible Cardboard for $5 with $2 shipping. So $7, if you want a foil Maui, if you want an on-foil Maui. Lowest verified for the foil is going to be $10.50 with $1 shipping. Then plus EV Penguin has you for $12 for the foil Maui. I'm looking at this card because I think it's good during the location format, so I'm going to keep mentioning this card. Rockstar Stitch has still been selling for around $5 for the non-foil, but the foils are starting to pick up in price a little bit. I'm seeing a lot more sales movement for these foils as well. I think this card's good in every format. We have some sales that happened today for $12, $13, basically $10.25 for that foil. Today, if you want a lowest verified foil Rockstar, you're going to pay $10.69 with $2 shipping by Sinbad Comics. So almost $15. Play to Win Games, $13.97 with shipping included for the foil Rockstar Stitch. Not $15 yet, but almost $15. Fishbone Quill seeing a lot of popularity. Look at that foil price just shoot up. Lowest verified for the non-foil is going to be by PK Gaming for $4.98. So it's almost a $5 non-foil, and the foils are $7.50 lowest verified by Discollect. After that, the next verified seller has it for $10. So I feel like Fishbone Quill might be on its way to a $10 foil in my opinion, especially for a near mint, because they're just harder to find as time goes on. Fishbone Quill is pretty much used in every Sapphire deck, and like I said, you can now play Sapphire with like pretty much other colors other than just like Sapphire Steel or like Sapphire Ruby. It's starting to feel like you can actually like play the ink colors all together now. So because of that, there's a lot more decks you can make. So I like that. Let's see, Fishbone Quill getting up to a $10 foil almost. We'll see how that happens. I think Teeth and Ambitions is a really good card in this coming format, and I'm really surprised that it's less than $2. If you didn't know, you combine Teeth and Ambitions with the new Prince Eric and Ruby, you can clear any character. You can clear their Jafar before they can shift into it if that's a problem. So it is a little surprising to see these as low as $2, especially when in the beginning of the format, a lot of these were selling for around $10 to $15 to $20 even. I know right here, the market price, this is the market price, by the way. This is not the all-time high. I think a lot of people are confusing the all-time high sales with the market price history, because remember, the market price history is like a general average of the median it's a median price of the sales from that time frame. So you have to remember that there was sales that were happening for way more than what this little number says right here. And I do recall selling a Teeth and Ambitions myself for $20 on TCG Player, and as of today they're only $2. And I think the card's still really good. If you want a foil, you can get them for about $5 by Frizzy Owns for $4.72. So that's kind of cool to see. Prince John is another card that I'm surprised is still so cheap. We have non-foils listed for $175 by Soups TCG, and the foils are going to be listed for as low as $5.99 by Blinked Out Deck. So that's kind of cool. The discard engine gets stronger into the Inklands, and I just feel like, you don't have to play Prince John in the discard engine. We've seen plenty of lists top not playing Prince John but playing Bucky instead. But in the future, maybe you don't play the Bucky Flutterborn version, since we have way more discard cards. You can just go back to playing Prince John, you know what I mean? I think spot removal is going to be really good this coming format, and I think Let It Go is an undervalued Sapphire card. I think Sapphire has a lot of potential as well this format. So Super Games Ink Pro has you for $37.55. Has you for $3.75. You can get it right here for less than $5 if you want a non-foil Let It Go. The foils though are starting to creep up to about $10. We have a lowest verified for the near mint by Sunshine Games for $8.99, so almost $10 for the foil Let It Goes, which is kind of cool to see. Tinkerbell Giant Fairy has been seeing some extra love this week. A bunch of sales today happening for more than $10, $10.50, $10.38, $10.40. All of the cold foils are starting to sell for close to $20 as well, as you can see. If you want a Tinkerbell right now, lowest verified is going to be $10.75 by Hartman Gaming. And then we have the cold foils today listed for $20 by Preacher Cards by the lowest verified. So that's pretty cool to see. Tinkerbell Giant Fairies are finally a $20 foil. Love to see that. Now let's get on into some Enchanted news, shall we? Because everybody loves the Enchanted market. We don't have many sales from Friday to Monday on the Enchanted, so I'm not going to spend too much time, but we have one sale for the Near Mint Elsa Enchanted for $750. So as you can see, the next verified listing on a Near Mint is going to be $825. So they haven't sold for $800 like a lot yet, maybe only a couple, but we're getting close to that range. A lot of the 700 ones sell pretty easily. So when they're in that 700 range, people do be buying them up, and we'll see how many sales happen in the $800 range as time goes on, especially because there's only 22 listings left. Let me know what you guys think about Elsa. Are you guys going to sell your Elsa? Are you trying to buy an Elsa before it hits that $1,000 price mark again? Because we do have at least like 2 confirmed sales from the previous Market Watch videos back in October that showcased Elsa selling for $850 and $1,000. So the raw Elsa right now selling for $750, and we can take a look at the PSAs in a bit. I'll look at that at the end of this video. Another Enchanted Rare that's been seeing a lot of love is the Belle Strange But Special Enchanted Rare. Been going back up in price actually after falling close to that $250 range on Friday. Somebody bought one for $285. Today, somebody bought one for $275. And now, if you want a Belle Strange But Special Enchanted Rare, the lowest verified is going to be by Blinged Out Deck for $298.99. Almost $300 for Belle Strange But Special. I like it. I think it's going to break $300 very soon, personally, especially because there's only 24 listings. That's actually a lot of listings, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Belle Strange But Special. Like I said, I really like Maui this format. It's looking like Maui's have been seeing some sales movement over the weekend as well. On Thursday, one sold for $159. On Saturday, $179. And today, one for $180. So getting close to that $200 mark. They're kind of picking up a little bit. We have the Wasteland for $180 right here. Lowest verified, near mint if you want a Enchanted Maui. And they kind of stick around that $180 price range. On the page though, Finch and Sparrow, that's another one of the locals in the SoCal area. Shout out you guys. Has it for $194. There's 26 listings though, so there's a decent amount of listings for Maui, so it might take a little bit before it goes up to that $200 mark, you know what I mean? Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, this one only has 14 listings left in general, but let's take a look at how many near mint listings there are, because we care about the near mint version. So if you want a near mint Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, Champion City Hobby has you for $300. That's really good to see, because I'm still holding my Cinderella Enchanted Rare. Can I get a diamond hands in the chat? Can I get a diamond hands in the chat, my goons, please? Heck yeah. Let's look at this sales data real quick, because we have some sales that happen over this weekend. Wow, we have a lot of sales happening over this weekend. So on Friday, a bunch sold. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 to 6 are sold. Wow, 269 to 280. All of those are gone now. And over the weekend, all the near mints that were selling for less than 300 are all gone. So, like I said, lowest verified near mint, $300 now. So if you want a Cinderella ballroom sensation, they're no longer in the $200 range as of today. You gotta pay 300 smackers. That's good to see. I'm so glad I kept mine because I knew it was gonna go back up, and I wonder how much this one's gonna go up, right? Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer kind of coming down a little bit. A lot of the sales for this were around that $250 range, but they've been coming down. So as you can see over the weekend, $220, $204, $215. So I would say this card is around 220 bucks. Lowest verified is going to be Card X Cards for $244, which is cool to see. If you want a non-verified, there's a couple listings that are going to be around that $220 range still though. Some of the Floodborne enchanters are starting to calm down a little bit. The Alice kind of bounced off that $200 range. We did see some sales around that $180, $190 range of some of the other market watches, and by this hill you can see it's been coming down to less than $150. So a lot of sales happening for that 140 price range. I feel like that's the number that people want to pay for the Alice Growing Girl. We have a lowest verified by Crescent Dreams for $140 for the Alice. Let me know if you guys are holding on to Alice. Genie on the Job is another one that has a lot of listings. They have 32 listings for Genie on the Job, and you can see by this lumpy hill that it has just been selling for less and less and less. They were selling for around $150. Today, the lowest verified is going to be by Gamer Geeks for $134. But this is still better than when we saw these cards for less than 100 bucks. You know what I mean? So Enchanted keeping their value, which is always good to see. Even the cheap enchanteds like Namari are still maintaining their $100 value. We have plenty of sales this weekend happening for that $100 range. And as of today, the lowest verified is going to be by Fad's Cards for $104. That's nice to see because even the cheap enchanteds are getting some love. Pete, Bad Guy, this one is still bouncing off that $100 mark. Superior Joe has you for $98.98 with the dollar shipping, which is basically $100. So I'm going to keep looking at Pete. I just want to make sure it stays at around this $100 range. So that's how I know that the Floodborne enchanteds are also going to maintain their value, right? Shere Khan is one that I want to talk about because there's only 10 listings for Shere Khan left, which is interesting. Lowest verified is going to be by Set Fabulous Cards for $112. But after that, the next near mint goes to $145. So it's getting close to that $150 range. Like I said, not that many listings on this one, and people have been buying this up. Today, a light plate sold for $75, and another one sold for $115. Yesterday, one sold for $109. So they were close to 100, but now it's looking like they're going to be a little bit closer to that $150 range. Real quick, I want to take a look at Arthur, Wizard's Apprentice, the Enchanted Rare. One sold today for $130, and on Friday, $130 as well. Today, the lowest near mint gaming is by B Elite Gaming for $130. So it's a $130 Enchanted Rare, and I bring this up because this Tuesday, tomorrow, we're hosting an Enchanted Arthur tournament at Pele Cards and Games in Southern California, which is Long Beach. So if you guys would like to come, I would really appreciate it. Try and win an Arthur. It's 10 bucks entry, and top 4 is going to get some prizing as well with packs and the actual packs promo cards, no pun intended. But yeah, come on down if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, reach out to me on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, etc, etc. So yeah, an Enchanted tournament for Arthur before the set ends. We're gonna do that in Long Beach. Very excited for that. And if you want any of the Enchanted cards from the first chapter that have been going up, the first chapter booster boxes are still selling for well above $200. We have a bunch of sales that are selling for $200 today alone, and it's looking like that's not going to stop. So we're not going anywhere near MSRP on these booster boxes again. Lowest verified is by Bocino for $203. So I like that because that means the Enchanted Rares are definitely going to keep some value. But just to let you know, there was a confirmed restock of first chapter starter decks and Rise of the Floodborn starter decks at Disneyland Pin Traders this week. So I do want to ask you guys, how do you think this is going to impact the market? There's packs in all these starter decks. I guarantee there's some Enchanted Rares in all of these starter decks. Disney didn't say anything about any reprints. I don't think these are reprints. They just seem more like restocks, I guess. But you know, it is an expensive restock because you still have to pay, you know, $15 for one pack and the starter deck. So I don't think it's gonna impact the market too much. But hey, let me know what you guys think. You know, I didn't expect this when I saw it. I was a little worried because I was like, oh wow, this is more cards in the market, you know, more legendaries, more enchanted. So I thought it might impact the market a little bit, but we'll see what happens with this. But let me know what you guys think of that. And last but not least, here's some Enchanted Elsa sales on the PSA market. We had one that sold today for $1,500 for a PSA 10 Enchanted Elsa. That is the highest one I've seen in a while, so that's kind of cool. And then we have a couple others. One sold yesterday for $1,625 for a PSA 10 Enchanted Elsa, and this was through auction. So 46 people bid on this, and it's, wow, that's really good. That is really good. The Enchanted Elsa PSAs are starting to go up a little bit, and another one sold here for the best offer for $1,489, basically $1,500. So they're no longer, I think they're getting close to that $1,500 range. If I had a PSA 10 Elsa, I would say $1,500, no more, no less personally. But that is going to be all for the Monday Market Watch. Remember, my goons, to tune in on Friday when Into the Inklands premieres. We will look at the prices, come back. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm looking forward to the new format, especially right now that the product is widely available. So let me know what you guys think of these prices, these combos, and what you guys are going to be playing for Into the Inklands format. But until then, remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we will see you goons next time.